So I would say this is a must-have for any African content creator. This is amazing product to start with. It's less than $150. So, and it gives you everything. I would say it gives you everything. It is very simple to use. It has all the, let's say you are a content creator and you are looking for which equipment to use for your audio and you're on the budget. This is affordable, I would say, and it's not cheap, mind you. It's not cheap, but it's affordable. The price is really good, and it can take 4 big microphones. 4 big microphones. So we are about to see that in a minute, to see the details about this equipment. It's called Zoom PodTrak P4, and I love this product so much. I have had it for a year and I have used it so many times and it never disappoints. It's just a plug and play, and from there you just start enjoying. So when I started making videos, I was worried about how my audio is gonna sound, especially if I'm taking video from a rowdy and congested place. To focus that audio, it's gonna be difficult. So then I thought about investing into a microphone, and I didn't know which microphone to invest into. I didn't know the difference between microphones, and from there I tried so many audio equipments. I tried the cheap ones, the one you just buy on Temu. I tried the cheap ones you can just buy anywhere from, any electronic shops, very cheap products. So they really disappointed. But when I found the Zoom PodTrak P4, I fell in love with it. So I want to highlight a little bit on this product because I think it is the overkill for the audio interface. Yeah, so most of the people, when they are looking for the audio interface, most of them, they go with the Scarlett, and it's okay to go with whatever you prefer. Some people, they think of the Caster Duo or Caster Professional, whatever that you want to really start with. Yeah, most of the people, when they are thinking about the audio interface, it's hard to really find what best product to invest in, especially in the world of the Rodecaster Pros and the Rodecaster Duos. So it's sometimes you are tempted to say, should I go for the Rodecaster Duo? It's an advanced product. It's amazing. It takes me to another level of my professionalism. Well, this is a very professional product, and as well as I'm not comparing this video is not to compare the PodTrak and the Rodecaster Duo, but I'm also saying that this is budget friendly and it's an amazing product. So remember, you can connect here 4 microphones, and the other interesting part of it is that this takes AA batteries, just 2 of them, and you are good enough for 2 hours. So after that, if you are like, oh, how do I know if it gets off? Unknowingly, I'm recording, I'm halfway, the podcast is going well, and it abruptly shuts down. Well, it also has 2 ports here. It has 2 ports. This is a USB port and this is a power port. So you just connect this, and you can pair it to the brick, to the power, or if you have a good power bank that you trust, like this, this can take 3 can charge for products, or can power For gadgets like phones, any other products that they are powered via USB, can power 3 at a go. And this thing is a beast because it can charge. It can charge like 6 phones before it runs out of power. So each port can charge 2 phones before it runs out of power. So with this, you're not gonna run out of power. So you can just connect and you can see it's full, and you can just power on your device. So before I power it on, I want to first highlight the features that are seen outside here. I will say all the physical buttons that you will need. This is the preamps for the microphone, and then it's a condenser microphone which requires power, phantom power. It has these buttons to switch them on and off. So if there's a phantom power, you just turn this on and then it gives you power. Then if it doesn't require power, if there is a normal dynamic microphone, you just keep it running like this. And here you can also plug in 4 different headphones. And if you're having a podcast, let me say, you can power in. You have 4 guests. Let's say you have 4 guests in your podcast. You can you can input all the 4 microphones, and from there each can hold a headset to listen to themselves or to monitor each other, like what we are talking about. If you're having a conversation, and to avoid the relays of the sounds, it's much better if everyone has their own microphone and you have your headsets to listen to one another. And you can always, let me say, if it is me controlling the podcast, so I can always increase and decrease. I can also mute the microphones if they are not in action. So if maybe guest B is speaking, then I can mute C and D. I can just turn them off. Then once C is speaking, you can still let them speak if it is a dynamic. If it is a dynamic microphone, you're not gonna have layovers. So, and on the other hand, let's say you are recording everything. You can ask, where does the recording go? So it takes in a memory card, which is an amazing also function, I would say. They really don't, they didn't, they thought through everything. So they didn't forget anything that you will need. So they thought about everything. Once we start the podcast, or if you start recording, then you just hit this red button and all the recording goes onto the memory card. And still, you'll say, oh, well, I'm a streamer. If I'm streaming, how do I get the audio from the audio interface into the computer or into my video? So, well, it depends on how your input is. You can use this. You can use one of these output, but that's not exactly the best way. If you're using a camera, you can use this as one of your audio sources. But here, the USB is really plug and play. So you can just have a Type C to C. This is a Type C to C cable. And you can just connect here, and you connect it to your phone or to your computer, whatever that you are using. If you are using a phone, you're using a tablet, if you're using your computer, you just connect like this and you're good to go. So now any audio can just come, and my phone will see this as audio interface. I mean, to see it as a headset with audio and the data exchange, because I can access everything that is on the PodTrak through here, and also I can access the memory card through this cable if I connect to the computer. So, with that said, let's see what is the best microphone to start with if I'm starting a podcast, or if I plan to use a PodTrak P4. So how minimal can I go when it comes to budget, and how much can I invest when it comes to starting a podcast? So mainly a podcast will always go with 4 people, with 2 people exchanging information. You can even do your one. But it, of course, mostly you will be inviting people. Well, even if you want actually to do remote podcast, let me say you have a guest that you want to do via Zoom or via phone call or via another device, you can always connect here. Then you connect it to your phone. Let me say if this phone takes this type of cable, hold on. If this phone takes this type of cable like this, and let me say my guest is on this phone, or it's an incoming phone call, and it is part of the conversation, I'll just connect it here, and here we go. So whatever that is being portrayed in here will just come in here straight. So if I'm speaking to someone, or as a podcast, if we are having a conversation, this PodTrak allows me to make it two-way. So I can, as I said, it acts as a headphone. So I will listen and record whatever they are saying from the phone, and they will listen to me as well from microphone. When I'm speaking from the microphone, they will be able to listen to me, and it has a function that prevents your guest who is virtual, who is on a phone, from listening to themselves when they speak. So which is an amazing function, because you don't want your guests to listen to themselves every time they speak. They hear the echo. No, this has a function to eliminate that. So once they're speaking, you can only listen, but they can't listen to themselves. Then once you speak, they can listen to you. So this is an amazing product. And as I said, if you want to start with this, it's less than $150, and it is an amazing investment. You'll never regret. So as I said, it is also mobile. So remember, it is mobile. It is less than 500 grams. Yeah. So it's not a heavy product. It's very light, and it is built really like it is. You can't believe you have all these functions in one product. So as we keep on moving, so I would say, what microphones do you want to invest in? So if you want to start a podcast, and you are like, oh, so if this is $100, $150, what else should I invest in? What microphone are you looking for? So this is a simple setup that once you have this setup, you have your podcast setup, and this microphone is around $100 if you buy it on Amazon. Depends on where you are as well. But if you buy it on Amazon, it's around $100. So with $150, you can start your podcast with professional equipment. So you can just add maybe the mic mount, which is gonna be, you can have like the one which costs like $40, then and a few like a power bank and a few other small items. So with the $300, you should be able to start a professional podcast. With no doubt, you should be able to start a professional podcast. So this is an XLR microphone. It's called a Zoom. It's called a Rode PodMic. It's a dynamic microphone. I love it so much. I use it in a lot of conversations that I normally do. A lot of podcast I do personally. So I just love this microphone. It's built like a tank. It's full metal. This mesh is wire. It's like stainless steel, and it's heavy. It's almost like a kilo. Just this alone is just like a kilo. So it's really heavy. So if you're in America, of course, this is like 2 pounds, more than 2 pounds actually. So if I want to connect this to this, I will just have to connect with this cable, and it is simple. You just get this in, and from here you just come here. As I said, this is dynamic microphone, so it doesn't require any phantom power. Just connect, and from here let me connect it to power. Let me power it, and let me say power it. So now from here, I have a podcast. So from here I can start my podcast with no issues, and as simple as that. So this is a really an amazing product, and it has an intro. If you have to use your intro and the outro kind of music, you can always have them selected and configured as A or B. So they are already intros and outros that are already inbuilt, but you can also you go in the settings and you select your own with each button. If you want to start, then you can choose maybe A as you are starting intro. Then if you are ending, you can choose B as your outro. Then for break, if you are going for a break, commercial break, you can just press C. Then if you are back from the break, you can also press D. So it's an amazing product to have, and why not start? So it's from there, if you want to know how it works, you can inbox me. So then we can go further and dive into the details, how it works and how it functions. So as I said, these dials, they are knobs to adjust the volume about the outputs here. So these are for the headset, for the headphones. I have headphones here. So you can just connect here, and from here I can listen to myself speak. And if you really want to hear how this sounds, let me connect this to the device I'm using to record here. Yeah, so it is as simple as this. So it is as simple as this, and this is why I really love the PodTrak. This is why I really love the PodTrak. It's easy, makes everything easy, and doesn't take much space at all. Like, doesn't take much space. I normally rig it to my tripod, and then everything just goes up on my tripod, and it is clean. It's not heavy, so any phone holder
just holds it on the tripod very well, and it's not that heavy. So, and the phone holder, it's a strong one, so it holds it with this together, one on the back, one on the front. Then I can just monitor how I'm speaking, and I only have a microphone, and with this cable can go through here, can go through this boom arm, and you have a clean surface when you are making your podcast. So this goes in here. Understand? So I'm not recommending this arm. If you want to buy it, well and good, it's a good arm, but I'm not advertising it in any way. I just love it because it's a durable thing to have.
So this is how. Yeah. So this is as simple as you say. Yeah. Another thing that you have to say when I'm speaking from here, let me reduce the preamp. Now, when I speak from here, you can't hear anything. That's the magic about the dynamic mic. So now when I come here, you should be able to hear me with no issues, because this is a dynamic mic. So that's the difference. If I increase the preamp like this, now from here you should be able to hear me, but I have given it a lot of gain, because let me say if we're having a conversation and I don't want to bend towards the microphone, or I don't want to speak straight to the microphone, I want to have enough space to wiggle. This is how I would just increase the preamp, but that's in case I'm in a treated room and no one is shouting outside. But if I have someone if I suspect that my environment is noisy, so I have to sit like this, and then I'll carry on the conversation, and I look like I'm in a radio show. So, which is fun, So, mainly this is how you can start your simple podcast with no strings attached, as simple as having a PodTrak, having a pod mic, boom arm, and an XLR cable, and you're good. Even if it is audio podcast, because remember the conversation is being recorded here, and you're listening to yourself, you can just have a simple, good headset. Why I love these headsets? They don't compress, like they don't put pressure on my ears. Sometimes I even forget that I have this on, because they are very light. They don't compress my ears, and they are not rowdy. The sound is really good, and they don't compress my ears. So I forget that I have them on. So you can even see that the whole video, as I was doing this whole video, I didn't even mention that you need headset, because I forgot I have them on. So that's how easy it is to have a simple setup for a PodTrak podcast setup, and that's all. So let me know what you prefer. Maybe you have a better version of setup. You can also have a just simple microphone. There are PodTrak, like pod mics like this, and there is a Rode pod mic like this that has a USB. You can just connect to your phone. But if you're having 4 guests, remember, if you're having 3 people or 2 people having an exchange of words, exchange of information, how do you speak through one USB mic, Well, you can get help, but what is the guarantee that they're gonna both work? So it's best to have a simple audio interface where you can control each of you, what each of you is speaking about, or what each of you is talking about. You can monitor the incoming audio. You can also have music go in if you want. You can have an extra person. If the conversation goes broad and it goes heated up, and other people want to go join the conversation, you should be able to integrate them in the conversation. Not having one mic to share one. No. be professional, just start easy. Start with this easy setup. Start with a simple boom arm. Start with a simple mic. This is not a simple mic, but it's an amazing mic. It is a very great microphone. Very great. I love it so much. And then have a PodTrak on your way, and then from that invest in another one. Then it's nice to, if you want to invest, if you want to invest in this equipment, I would say have money at hand. So if you buy microphones, at least buy 2, and then when you go to buy a PodTrak, you have the PodTrak come, and then when you have the boom arm, also have the at least 2 that look alike. So if you don't buy like one which looks like this, and then the next time you have money you want to buy, and then you can't find the exact arm, then it looks different. So you can have 2 arms look alike. So at least you invest in bundles. 2 microphones look alike, and then other 2 microphones look alike. That will be great. So instead of buying like 4 microphones at once, which is like $400, then you buy the boom arms, which is gonna be like another 200 if you want to buy 4, or 300. Then you also want to buy the headset. So I would say buy pair. It will save you a big time. But still, if you can't, you will never fail to find this. So this one you can buy one if you want to start a single person podcast. You can start with one mic, and then you can add on as you go on. And then for headsets, I would say really for them, when you are going to purchase, at least buy 2 that are same type. You can maybe buy the black one. Then if you're most likely to interview women, you can buy a kind of pink if you want, because they are guests. Or if you want to remain neutral, you can just have black or blue or silver, any color you want, you prefer. But black is nice because even if it scratches, you won't see it. If it is data, you won't see it on a microphone. So it's not because black, if you want to hide that and black. No, it's when the product ages, on the camera it doesn't show. But when it is a brighter color and it ages, you can tell that something is really old when you are on the camera. So that's all. If you really have any other question, I'm open to answer the conversation, to have a conversation in a comment, or maybe make another video talking about the PodTrak, maybe talking about the microphone, or maybe the boom arm, or the tripod, or the lighting, whatever you want to ask. And thank you for tuning in. Okay, yeah. So that's the intro music. If you want to add the intro music, that's how you add intro music, and then you can start your conversation or your podcast. You're welcome to the Explorer. So unfortunately, when I was recording during the recording, I had moved a lot these knobs, and the audio, I made it unusable. So this cable is going to this microphone. Yeah. So during the recording, I had moved these knobs unknowingly, and when I was connecting back to the microphone, I had decreased the volume. I had lowered the volume for my headset, so I couldn't hear. I knew there was a little bit noise, but I couldn't know that I had given this microphone a lot of power, a lot of preamp from this knob. So the audio was almost unusable. So because when I was making video, I was looking at the camera, of course, I was not even monitoring what is happening here on the monitor. So the audio was too loud that it was unusable. However, it is at the end of this video. It had an amazing information I really wanted to share, but I didn't
I didn't record it once again, but I made this video to apologize that I had to cut it off because the audio was so loud, and I put at the end of the video, if you really want to watch it and you think you want to capture some of the information that I had prepared about the PodTrak and whatever that was not presented in the video, please keep watching this video till the total end. There is the end of the show, which this video is coming after the end. But if you keep watching, then you should be able to see the entire video with a lot of noisy audio. So I made this audio to highlight that that's not how PodTrak sounds. So because I just connected, the microphone was given a lot of preamps, so it was noisy. Normally it sounds very, very well. And then I didn't monitor. Right now I don't know. I'm not monitoring anything much. I just connected, made sure that at least the preamp is good enough, and then the volume to my earphone is approximately to the preamp, and the audio that I'm letting out to the camera is also approximately the same with what I'm listening to. So that makes me feel it is safe now. So this is how it sounds, and this is how the microphone sounds, and everything you missed out. If you don't mind, you can keep watching the video and everything. I tried to lower the preamps from the editing part of it, so I tried to lower, but it still sounds bad. So that's not how a PodTrak sounds. I do apologize. I connect the microphone, nothing. I did nothing. Had moved everything. Disorganized everything, but again, that's not how it should be sounding. This is how it should be sounding with dynamic microphone. If I added a condenser microphone, it will sound different. So if you don't mind, hold on and I will connect on. I think maybe you should watch my other video. You should all watch my other video, because I have a video specifically when I'm using a condenser mic. Also, wait for the next video. I will be comparing a dynamic mic to a condenser mic using a Zoom PodTrak P4. You should be able to hear the difference. Yeah, thank you so much, and thank you. Please do subscribe so you keep notified every time I upload a video, and also let us know what do you think, or are you interested in starting a podcast? What equipment do you want to start with? Share your thoughts, and if this video really helps you, let us know as well. And if you start a podcast, let us know, so we can also support you, subscribe, and give you watch hours if you are getting towards monetization. All right. See you again. See you soon. Cheers. And the next is the video that we missed. I'm signing off with this. Yeah, so now you can hear me well. Yeah, so yeah, that's how it sounds, and it really sounds good. It sounds well. Then you can adjust how much volume goes to the camera. Then I can adjust how much volume that goes to my headset, and also I can adjust how much preamp or how much power I'm giving to this microphone. So if I do this, I'm cutting power to myself, and yeah, so this is an amazing product. You can really have 4 of these microphones connected to this PodTrak. you can record as long as you really want. Remember, you are having your audio go to a memory card, then it goes also to the camera or your computer if you want. Then you are also monitoring how much of the conversation you are having. So let me say, if you are having 4 guests in your conversation, as it is and it's being recorded on memory card, there is a single file for every mic. So every mic, whatever that was spoken through that mic is recorded as a single file. Then there is another file that is recorded as the general file, which has like the normal conversation, how you were interchanging or exchanging the words, the normal conversation, how it went. And you can always choose like how you wanted to use it. So if you wanted to isolate what guest A said, so you already have their file around with no other guest. So you have one mic isolated with everything that came through that mic, and then you have a general recording for the whole conversation. So it's an amazing technology, it's an amazing product, and this is an intro. Hey, welcome to The Explorer, and this is a Zoom PodTrak P4. I'm doing a review. So you can hear how it sounds, and if I want to say thank you for coming, thank you for being with me, I'll see you around. And that's how you end the show. So you can always have a number of different sounds in different effects. Let me say, is this a commercial break or an appraisal? If someone you said a good point, you just want to give them a hand clap. And yeah, you just came from the break, the commercial break. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, you are with The Explorer. So this is an amazing product. Yeah, we can spend much more time if we dive into the functionality, but it doesn't have really much a lot. And I don't know if I have been recording and it's been going through that mic, because I forgot to set to this mode. Anyway, so this is how the microphone sounds, and this is the sound straight from the mic to the PodTrak, and from the PodTrak all the way to this cable and to the camera, and that's how I sound. So I can always increase the preamps, and you can hear how it sounds. So remember, this is a dynamic microphone, and the way you just hear this voice of mine, that's how I sound. No effects. So as I said, if you want to start the conversation, you can always press A. Okay, yeah, welcome to The Explorer. Remember, I'm not a news anchor or neither my radio presenter, but that's a simple way to start a conversation with an intro. And then if you are done and you are like, hey, see you later, thank you for tuning in, see you in another episode. Yeah, and then let's say you're having a conversation, you are 4 people, 5 or 3 or 2, then someone says a good point, you can just give them hand claps or appraisal. And then so you are like, let's go for a short break and we'll be back. Okay, thank you for tuning in, and that was a short break. See, this is an amazing product. I am not a radio presenter and I'm not a news anchor, but as I said, this is an amazing product if you want to start a podcast, and you can always play around with this device. You can always see how it works. It is very simple, really. All these knobs, they control the headset. I have one headset, so my knob is this one, and the sound is really amazing. Like, it's an amazing. Every time I hate hearing myself speak, but whenever I am having this product, whenever I'm having this PodTrak, I just love talking. Yeah. So, and on the other hand, then these other knobs, they are for the remaining mics. Remember, it can take 4 mics, and then these are the preamps, the power, how much incoming audio or sound that you want to go through the microphone. If it is not picking very well, you can always increase the preamp or the power to the microphone, and then you can always control also the general audio, or how it is outputting, how much you want to output. Then as I said, you can record internally, then you can pause, you can stop the conversation from recording. So it has a lot of functions. We are not diving into the internal functions, but remember, it has the function if you are doing a tele podcast. Someone is on the phone, someone is on Zoom, you're using another device to talk to someone, to your guest, or maybe you are 2 guests and the other 3rd guest is away, but you are talking to him or her through the computer or through the phone. You can always connect it here, and then it will be an exchange as well. So, and that guest should be able to listen to the conversation when you're speaking through the microphone, and you should be able to listen to that conversation as well. And also, this product, this Zoom PodTrak, should be able to manage the echoes. Like, they should not hear themselves speak. So because you're hearing them, they shouldn't be able to hear themselves speak. So I mean, there is no echo when you're having a conversation. So it's an amazing product, really, that I just love having, and I wanted to invest into Rode Podcast Duo. I really wanted to buy it. I was wanting it so bad, but ever since I found the Zoom PodTrak P4, my need was fulfilled. So I'm not yearning for the Rodecaster Duo anymore, because this does all the work that I really want to do with my audio interface. Yeah. So maybe if I want to buy a Rodecaster, I would buy a Rodecaster Video. So which is instead of being an audio interface, it is an audio interface, but also a video interface, which covers like Zoom PodTrak, or which covers like Rodecaster Pro with like a video mixing and streaming device all together combined. So it is another product. I don't want to say it in this video. I'm not doing any comparisons, but as I said, if you are an African content creator, if you are an African, you want to start a simple podcast, professional one, I will really say invest in these 2 mics with a stand, and invest in a Zoom PodTrak with a good load cables. I don't know why I love Lord, only that they really have quality product. I just love them because they are Australian company. I think they are Australian company, and they make an amazing product. So this is about the mic. Here, and even I think this cable is a rod cable. Yeah. So this this one. This one is. This is not, but this one is. I have another rod mic as well on this boom arm. So if you want to invest into to start a podcast, or if you want to do narrated stories, if you want to start storytelling, I would just say invest in one of these, and two of these, and two of these, and one of these, like good power bank, and you are done. You have a flawless conversation. You have a flawless podcast with amazing audio quality. Okay, if you have any other questions, if you have any other challenges, let me know. If not, then we'll see you around. Before you go, I want to show you how I mount this microphone to my boom arm.